batch. So this is a half of a cup of some chopped celery. I sliced it pretty thin. I didn't want big chunks of the celery in there. Okay, again, going back to this is a double batch. So I have two 28-ounce cans of a peeled pear-shaped tomato. This one particularly has basil and sea salt in it, which I wish I'd seen that because I don't really need the salt in this, but it is what it is at this point. So we're just going to let these cook down, and then I'm going to break them up inside the pot, just so I don't lose any of that juices or flavors. Alright, next thing I'm adding is 3 cups of Yukon Gold potatoes. You know, I've got them cut up pretty small. There's controversy. People say potatoes ain't in crab soup, but you know what? You do you, I'm gonna do me. But I think it adds a good texture. Just like the celery. I think the celery adds flavor to it. So that's about 3 cups of small cubes, ½ inch or less. There might be a couple pieces in there a little bigger than ½ inch, and Yukon Golds. Anything like a white potato or something like this is going to cook down too soft. Something that this recipe does not call for, but I am adding it. That is a heaping teaspoon of a minced garlic that I prefer to add to the soup. And we're going to stir this up. We'll let it warm up a little bit and taste it, because this recipe calls for adding 2 cups of water to it. And I'm just not really liking the idea of watering things down that much. I could possibly add maybe 1 cup of water, but we will see. And the next thing we added was a 12-ounce bag of frozen vegetables. You know, I'm cheating here. This has got a blend of carrots, green beans, peas, corn, and baby llamas. I wish it didn't have the peas. I don't mind peas, but it was just cheaper to buy this. Otherwise, it would have been 3 times the cost to buy individual bags. So right now I'm only putting 1 bag in there. I'm getting ready to add my beef broth and some water maybe, and we'll look at it again at that point. And the next thing we're going to do, again, because this is a double batch, I'm adding 8 cups of beef broth. Now you can use chicken broth. I would prefer to use a seafood broth. You can make your own is the way I would do it, and I can tell you right now, CJ from Mom and Papa Joe's, he'd probably be making his own seafood broth. I've done that with shrimp shells before, but unfortunately I had already picked all these crabs. But if you were to take the shell, all the shells if you want, and just boil them, put them in water, boil them, and then strain them and use that juice as your seafood broth, more power to you. It'd probably been a lot better than what I got going here with the beef broth. But you can use chicken broth, vegetable broth is probably what I would not use, but the beef broth and chicken broth is what I would recommend. Preferably beef broth if you don't have seafood broth. I'm also going to add another 12-ounce bag of that frozen veggies. After adding all that beef broth and that 1 cup of water, it just needs more vegetables in it. And I could even go more yet, to be honest with you. Okay, so I actually have 3 bags of that frozen vegetable in there. It's going to be a lot of soup, but it feeding a minimum of 5 people that I'm aware of, maybe more than one day. But not only that, it just it comes home with me, you know. I have a soup in the freezer for the wintertime. Okay, and we're still dressing it up. Right here you have 1 tablespoon of mustard powder. Then we got about a 1/4 cup of Mr. Lea and Perrins Worcestershire sauce. Alright, and one of the last ingredients is going to be the crab meat. This is all hand-picked crab meat. I'm not guaranteeing there's no shell in it, but I tried to do the best. It's about 2.5 pounds, and I have a little bit more that I might even add into it yet, but we're gonna see. So as you can see, I'm wishing I had a bigger pot right about now, but it's too late now. The only tip I would add is that when you're putting in, you know, this crab meat, you want to agitate it, you know, as less as possible, as least as possible. That's why I got this, you know, my wooden spatula here, so I'm not trying to break up, you know, the chunks of meat, of crab meat. I'm just trying to get it all together, because there ain't nothing better than a pot of crab meat, vegetable crab soup. You know, when you're tasting, you get a big old mouthful of that crab meat, instead of it, you know, being broken up into little pieces, which either way is fine. I'll eat it no matter what, I promise you that. But you just try and just what they say, actually, like, turn it, you know, flipping it, whatever you want to call it. But just wish I had a camera guy here with me, or a lady. But anyhow, you just try and be as gentle as you can, because you want that stuff to mix in there. And I tell you what, man, if you don't think that's a winter hearty soup, you and I come from 2 different planets, because that right there is, by God, St. Mary's County, Maryland, my favorite crab vegetable soup. We're going to let this simmer for some time now. Put the lid on it so nothing gets released. Any steam, that's flavor, you know, in my world. I'm going to let it cool down, and believe it or not, I have to put this in freezer bags and freeze it for the trip, which is fine, but just more work. But it's going to pick up more flavors by doing so. So that's it for this video. I can give you a little taste, but I've been tasting it all along the way. Here you go. Yes, sir. Let them flavors mingle yet? We're spot on. Thanks for watching. I'm Lance, Sleeper Barbecue.